it's no secret that New York State has a long history of political corruption. We recently saw Assemblyman William Boylan Jr. and Senators Malcolm Smith and Shirley Huntley convicted and sentenced to prison. With Joe Bruno walking free now after 2 trials, we're wondering what type of message this sends to politicians in the state as well as the taxpayers. Our Craig Smith has more on that now, and he continues our coverage live in the studio tonight. Craig.
Well, Dory, I tried to reach several local lawmakers tonight, and I heard from John McDonald of Cohoes and 2 former members of the Assembly. They all agree these days nothing could serve a legislator more than being open and upfront about how they're making money outside the Capitol.
The scrutiny, the transparency has really been heightened.
John McDonald says he thinks lawmakers can go further with ethics reforms.
I think we can do more, but I think many elected officials got the message about 3 years ago at the first pass of ethics reform that you really need to dot your I's, cross your T's, and figure out where the line is and don't go anywhere near it.
Home builder and former Assemblyman George Amedore is running for the Senate again. He suggests wise lawmakers make full disclosure a way of life.
And without it, then I think they could be walking a fine line.
Elected officials need to know that when they're going into office, that their whole life is going to be on display. Be prepared for that and move on. My concern is that we don't want it to discourage good people from going into elected office.
I believe that we should be held to a very high standard and be accountable.
I spoke to former Assemblyman Jack McEneny by phone. He told me that he thinks lawmakers who've watched the Bruno ordeal will be especially careful about how they handle any outside personal income. Far from opening a door to similar dealings, McEneny thinks even though Bruno was acquitted, he was punished, losing his job, his reputation, and a good deal of money. Craig Smith, CBS 6 News.